Have you ever felt like your dreams are huge, but your daily reality is holding you back? You work hard, you dream of doing something big, but at the end of the day, it feels like you're right back where you started. How are the successful people around you getting ahead so easily? Do they have certain success habits that you don't know about? The truth is, yes, they do. But it's not a magical formula. It's a rule that everyone from the world's top CEOs to Olympic athletes follows every single day. And in today's video, I'm not just going to tell you that secret rule, but through the real-life story of a boy whose life was transformed, I'll show you how you can use this rule to build your own destiny. If this part resonates with you, stay with the video by hitting the like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next video, because today's story might just change the way you think. Our story begins in a small, quiet American town called Maple Creek. In a corner of this town lived a teenager named Leo. Leo was just like any other ordinary boy, but his dreams were extraordinary. He dreamt of becoming a famous engineer, of designing massive buildings, of making people's lives easier. But the biggest obstacle on his path of dreams was himself, his laziness and procrastination. Every morning, as soon as the alarm went off, Leo would hit the snooze button. Just 10 more minutes, he'd think, and before he knew it, an hour would have passed. The books on his study table were open, but his mind was lost in video games or social media. He would start a course to learn something new, but after watching 2 or 3 videos, he would lose interest. A guitar he had bought with great passion was collecting dust in the corner of his room. While Leo's friends went out to play in the afternoon, finished their studies, and worked on their goals, Leo would lie on the sofa and think, "From tomorrow, I'll change everything. From tomorrow, I'll be a new person." But that tomorrow never came. He was talented, but his talent was buried under the dust of laziness. He was like a car with a powerful engine, but its wheels were stuck in the mud. A few blocks from Leo's house lived Mr. Samuel Harrison. Everyone in the neighborhood knew him as a wise and disciplined man. He was a retired school teacher. He was in his 70s, but his energy and enthusiasm were like that of a young man. Mr. Harrison's morning routine was as precise as a clock. He woke up every day before sunrise. First, he would tend to his small garden, then exercise for a while, and finally, with a cup of tea in hand, he would sit on his porch and read a book. There was no rush in his life, but there was also no chaos. There was an incredible strength in his calm, steady lifestyle. Leo often saw Mr. Harrison working in his garden while riding his bike in the afternoons. He would wonder, how does this man do the same thing every day? Doesn't he ever get bored? One afternoon, Leo was extremely frustrated with his school project. He couldn't get anything done, just wasting time over and over. Frustrated, he went out on his bike and stopped in front of Mr. Harrison's house. Mr. Harrison was watering his rose bushes. Seeing Leo, he smiled gently. "What's the matter, young man? You look worried." Leo hesitated and said, "I can't seem to get anything done, Mr. Harrison. I dream big, but whenever I try to start, I get stuck. I think I just have bad luck." Mr. Harrison stopped his work and sat down next to Leo. He said, "Leo, there's no such thing as luck. What exists are habits. Do you want to know the secret rule of successful people? The one that is the foundation of their self-discipline and daily routine?" Leo looked up with interest. Mr. Harrison said, "The rule is very simple. Successful people don't become successful overnight. They follow the principle of getting just 1% better every day. If you improve by just 1% every day, at the end of a year, you'll be 37 times better. This is the compound effect of small steps. These small, almost invisible actions are like creating atomic habits which bring massive results over time." He added, "Your problem is that you want to reach the mountain peak in a single leap. But to get to the top, you have to take one step at a time, every day. Your life is like a garden. If you plant one good flower seed every day, instead of letting the weeds grow, one day you'll find your garden full of flowers. Your small, daily habits are those seeds. These words stuck in Leo's mind. Just 1% better every day, he thought. That doesn't sound too hard. That night, before going to sleep, Leo took out a diary and wrote, "My first goal. Tomorrow morning, I will wake up as soon as the alarm rings. No snooze button." The next morning, as the alarm went off, Leo's body and mind wanted to hit the snooze button out of old habit. But Mr. Harrison's words echoed in his ears. Just one step. With great difficulty, he got himself out of bed. He didn't do much else that day, just woke up on time. But at the end of the day, he felt like he had won a small battle. This was Leo's first step in overcoming laziness and procrastination. He began the journey of building good habits. The next day, he decided to run for 10 minutes after waking up. The first day, he was out of breath. His legs wouldn't move. But he didn't stop. He told himself, just 10 minutes. And so, Leo's transformation began. He ran every morning, and then for just 15 minutes, he would study his most difficult subject. After that, he would take out his guitar and practice for only 5 minutes. One day, his friend Mike called him to play. "Hey, come on! There's a great game today." Leo wanted to go, but he replied, "I'll be there after I finish my 15 minutes of studying." It was very difficult at first. There were many days when he didn't feel like doing anything. Many days he failed, but he didn't give up, because Mr. Harrison had told him, failing is part of the process. The important thing is to get back up and take the next step. Months went by. The Leo who couldn't run for 10 minutes now ran for 30 minutes with ease. The subject that seemed hard to him was now his favorite, thanks to studying it for 15 minutes every day. And his guitar no longer collected dust. Instead, beautiful melodies came from it. He didn't change overnight, but the small steps he took every day were slowly changing him. His confidence was growing. He was no longer frustrated, because he knew he was moving forward, little by little, every day. A few months later, a big science fair was announced at school. The prize was an internship opportunity at the city's largest engineering firm. This was Leo's dream. The old Leo would probably have been too scared to even participate, or he would have tried to build something in a hurry at the last minute. But this new Leo was different. His new goal setting and the power of consistency guided him. He started working on his project for 1 hour every day, weeks before the competition. He didn't rush. Day by day, he built his model, did his research, and prepared his presentation. On the day of the fair, everyone was amazed by Leo's project. His work was flawless, and his presentation was filled with confidence. The judges were impressed by the depth and dedication of his work. When Leo's name was announced for the first prize, he couldn't believe it himself. The lazy boy who used to blame his luck had just taken the first step on the ladder of his dreams. That evening, he went to see Mr. Harrison. His eyes were filled with tears of joy and gratitude. He said, "You were right, Mr. Harrison. I didn't perform any magic. I just followed the rule you told me, every single day." Mr. Harrison placed a hand on his shoulder and said, "Leo, the real magic isn't in a secret rule. The real magic is inside you in the willpower to take those small steps every day. Remember, motivation gets you started, but habit keeps you going." Leo's story is not a fictional tale. It's the story of all of us. There is a Leo hidden inside each of us who dreams big but is afraid of taking small steps. The habits of successful people are not rocket science. The real, secret rule of success is consistency. Your daily habits are the builders of your future. It requires patience and self-discipline. You can start today. What is your biggest goal? To reach that goal, What small action can you take today that will only take 15 minutes? Maybe it's reading 5 pages of a book, exercising for 10 minutes, or watching one video to learn a new skill. No matter how small the action is, start and do it again tomorrow and the day after that. Because great success is not the result of one giant effort, but the sum of small, continuous efforts made every day. If today's story has added even a little value to your life, then subscribe to this channel. Because on this channel, we bring such life-changing motivational videos that can help you improve and transform your life. We bring one new video every week. And if you're working hard in life but not getting the success you want, then watch the video that's appearing on your screen now. It will help you find the right path.